give more service than what they ask for, eventually they'll pay you for more service than what you give. The places that you think people won't look at a haircut, that's where they're looking. If you master this haircut, you can do any haircut. Hi, my name is Arlo Washington, owner and director of Washington Barber College, and today I'll be performing for you a bob haircut on Ms. Caitlin, and we'll also do a beard trim on him as well. We're going to pick everything to the back. Now, when you're picking his hair, it's very important how you comb and pick the hair. Okay? You don't want to comb, you don't want to pick his hair and then you're going raking through his head this way. That's a don't. Okay? That hurts. You don't want to do that. You want to kind of skip through here until you get all that hair to kind of come loose, and then you can put more. The more you unloosen those curls, then you can apply more pressure and really get it the way you want it. But I'm going in a backward motion. Okay, and I'm making sure I'm protecting his ear here so that this pick doesn't stab him. You don't want to stab people in the head, okay? If you hurt people, you'll run them off. So we're going to take his ear here and we're going to fold his ear down. This is cartilage. You can bend that. We're going to fold that ear down and we're going to go right in here and we're going to pick that hair out to make it all. See how it's standing up for us? See, some people, I see them go in and they're picking hair and they pick a little bit here, then they'll pick a little bit here, then they'll pick this way, then they'll pick that way. That's confusing. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to take everything to the back, get it at its fullest length before we perform the service. We want to go ahead and start creating the shape of a bob. A bob is supposed to go in and then come out into an afro, okay? So we're going to do that using our handy masters, okay? Now, with the free hand, remember, you had a steel blade, moving blade and a steel blade on the handy masters, okay? It is what it is. The moving blade moves, the steel blade stays still. Okay? The adjustment lever on the side is how you move the moving blade up or you take it back. You open it or either you close it. Up or down. Okay, now up would be closed, down would be open. Okay, so now, and we use these notches on the side here. That's why these are good for students. The notches here, we always want to walk it down. So we always start big and gradually get smaller. Okay, so if you can't hear it, you can't feel it, and you can't see it coming off, then you need to go up a notch. So we start here, and we got our all-purpose comb in our hand. We ain't never put it down. Okay, I always tell them real barbers keep their comb in their hand. All right. So we start here at the front, at the forehead area, and we're gonna just use long, continuous strokes. And we're gonna cut it in the direction that we combed it in, or that we picked it in. We picked it to the back. We're gonna cut it to the back. All I'm doing here is creating my bob shape before I go into my fading and my blending. A good technique for this would be to use the mirror. Turn your client toward the mirror, almost like we do when we do the front hairline, and then shape it in the mirror. That way, you're getting a true picture of what you're looking at. And I always say that the mirror is like the eyes of God. It doesn't lie to you. Everything that's from the forehead to the crown, you shape that and you stop at the crown. I'm bringing everything to the crown, from the sides to the front to the other side. I'm stopping at the crown. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything from the nape area up to the crown, which is going to create me a little sandwich here, going from ear to ear. And I'm going to take my clipper and I'm going to go ear to ear and cut it off. That's going to give us a good shape. So we front, back, front, side to side. Now we got to set up our 3 steps: light, dark, darker. I'm going to make 3 lines in here, and those lines are going to be, the first line is going to be light, second line going to be dark, third line going to be darker. Okay? We're going to go straight across from side to side like a typewriter. We're going to go straight across, and we're going to work neatly. If we work neat through the haircut, it'll be neat when we finish. We have the clipper all the way closed because we're working on our number 1 light line. And we're going to use our wrist motion. You're going to see my clippers bouncing like this. That's what you call wrist motion. That means that when I'm going in and I'm coming off at a 45-degree angle. So that I never, it looks like, it appears that I'm making a line, but I'm really not. You see me with my clipper angled to the right a little bit, that's because his hair is growing. The grains of his hair, the pattern, the stream of hair is coming in this direction. So I got to go against the grain. And I'm combing it so I can see what is that hair doing. What is it doing when I go in here with one guard like that? How is it changing? I know it's changing because every time that my clipper goes in, it's taking hair off. Where did it take it off at? Only way I'm going to see that is if I'm combing. That's the only way. Here's the line, right to the line. Pick the hair up. It's called the roll the comb out technique. Pick the hair up, pull it out to a 90-degree angle, put your comb in the center of your clipper, ride your comb. Comb it back down so you can see what did the hair do. Okay? Repeat the steps all the way across. Straight to the line, pull it out to where it's at a 90-degree angle. Center of your, man, make sure that your clipper doesn't cut this hair underneath or cut the hair above. So that's why you got to be in the center and pay attention to what you're doing. Ride your comb. A little bit. The key to this right here is to cut a little bit at a time. You want to go in and grab a whole hunk of hair and go to cutting. You want to cut a little bit at a time. Y'all notice this takes a lot of patience. This is a patient business. You got to be patient to graduate. You got to be patient with yourself with these haircuts. It takes prayer, patience, and practice. The three P's. Prayer, patience, and practice. If you want to perfect this craft. Well, we just want to see what that taper is looking like. And this is going to give us a real good look. We're using a technique here. We're chopping and we're pulling and then we're pushing. While we're down here, we might as well go ahead and clean up the neck area since we're down here. What I'm doing, I'm making it real light so you can see that blend real good. Because we're working in a small space here, so it takes a lot of control with your clippers and your blade and all these things. Now, you have hair here and you have hair here. We need this to be a smoother transition though, because we don't want all this hair, so we gotta kind of knock that down a little bit to blend in. We're working our way from the bottom to the top. So we're gonna close it all the way up, almost all the way up, because this is almost bald. This is bald. But we're gonna go in still at that blending angle. Okay, and we're going to blend that in so that transition is smooth. And then we're going to go from one extreme to the next. We're going to open it all the way up. And we're going to go in here, we're going to work this. We got our light now. Now we need to create our dark. Using the corner, everything that we're doing, we're using the blending technique to go in to create these lines, weight lines. The elbow area is challenged. It's pretty thin. I don't want to go in here because it's dark here and raise his elbow all the way up. I still want him to have about a ½ inch on his elbow. Tilt it forward. First place I'm checking, both corners. Is the corner curving in? Is it going straight? I'm looking at both corners. Next place I'm going to check it is right in the center. Is it straight in the center? If it's straight in the center and straight in the corners, then it's straight. Okay, that's balanced out. Now, we're looking at it in the mirror. Now, once we check it in the mirror, when we see that it's where we want it, then we look at it with our natural eye now and see if that shows us something different. Coming out of the taper, it's a little bit heavy in there. So we'll kind of blend that in and make that flow more. It just doesn't look right going from light and jumping straight to dark. Got to have a little bit of transition in there. All right, now we blended that out. See, they gave us a whole different side, a whole different look. Okay.